Channel, we got a double dose of heels and faces from Zombie Sailor Toys. We got the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and we got the Gladiator Mike Awesome.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another round of Heels and Faces Zombie Sailor Toys unboxings. And today, we got the Nature Boy Ric Flair, pretty in blue, and we got the Gladiator Mike Awesome. But for all your Gladiator and Ric Flair needs, I guess Zombie Sailor Toys. But for everything else under the sun, hit up Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And of course, we'll compare them to the original versions of these two that we got from Zombie Sailor Toys, Heels and Faces. And we're going to start off with the Gladiator. We're going to start off with old Mike Awesome right here. And we're going to see what all the fuss is about with old Mr. Awesome. Looking good in yellow, FMW Zone. Of course, once upon a time, young Kyle was a tape trader in junior high and high school. I used to trade tapes with a guy in Japan. I would send him stuff from America. He would send me stuff from Japan. It was a beautiful relationship, and I got to see a lot of Mike Awesome as the Gladiator. I got to see all kinds of death matches. I got to see the Misawas, the Dr. Death, Steve Williams. I got to see a lot of fun stuff as a kid, and he got to see a lot of the WWF stuff at the time. So I don't know who won that battle, but Mike Awesome, always an absolute favorite of mine, and an interesting character too, because he was a giant in Japan. Pretty much a giant in ECW, but when he went to WCW and WWE, he didn't seem as big of a dude. He was in a land of giants where, you know, you got a bunch of giants, you kind of just get lost in the shuffle. But if you're in Japan, you're in ECW, you're kind of a one-off giant, and you always felt a little bit bigger over there. But I'm here for it. I loved Mike Awesome. He had a mullet you could set your grandma's watch to if you wanted to. He was a larger-than-life persona, and I loved his battles with Masato Tanaka like many did over the years. Just absolutely game-changer stuff. I remember my buddies and I in high school just could not believe what we were seeing back then. Still holds up, if you ask me. But he did lose his way a little bit when he did go to the big leagues, I guess. But it's very cool. We're getting this, and I called this from day one. I said, here's an easy repaint they could do. And what do you know? Zombie Sailor did it. I think it makes sense, though. You got to get the most out of your molds. We know how that goes. And this one of 1,000, so a little bit more limited. Makes a lot of sense, because I don't know if there's a ton of Mike Awesome people compared to Ric Flair. You put Flair at 1,000, that's a quick sellout. That's probably about the right amount for Mike Awesome, especially in this Gladiator persona. But I do love the yellow card on this one. Of course, Ron Rudat at the top. Little image over here with the face paint. You know, face paint always makes things better. There's old Mike Awesome there. And then on the back, we got quite the cross-sell. Deep into the line now, deep into the championship rounds and beyond them at this point. UPC, Zombie Sailor points, where are those going? Hopefully we can redeem those one of these days. Got the file card. Let's see what it says back here. Looks like out of all these characters, we're still waiting for Ahmed Johnson. We're waiting for the Danhausen. I have to think that's coming soon. The Sandman, long delayed, of course. Macho Man Randy Savage, hopefully on the way. An interesting time, an interesting group right here. Now it does say Wrestling Heels and Faces, the Gladiator, height 6'6", weight 292 pounds, from Tampa, Florida. Beautiful this time of year. Todd McFarlane, you been to Florida lately? No? It's been years? Wow, you didn't make a trip back down. Honestly, I don't know when the last time. I was in Florida in 2016. It's been a long time for me too. Maybe we should plan a vacation together. We can work on that later. Let's see here. One of the most agile big men in wrestling history has little difficulty soaring through the air and sending any size opponent flying across the arena with his awesome bomb. Known for his show-stealing classics with nemesis Masato Tanaka. And Tanaka's still out there getting it done, of course. And of course, I'm going to get this review done, and I'm going to pull him right off the card. Oh, I just want to save the artwork so bad. I'm going to get my blade in here. Hopefully it can kind of help along the way. I don't know. I wish these peeled off a little bit easier. We said that about grapplers and gimmicks. I'm saying it about the Zombie Sailor too. It's just on there so tight. And I like it tight usually, but not in my cards. Not trying to get him out of here. There we go. I'm just going to have to sneak him out and have to figure it out later. There we go. See you later, goodbye. A little shuffle off to the side, and now we shuffle on over to Mike Awesome, the Gladiator, doing gladiator things is what he's doing here. First thing you notice is the makeup, the face paint around the eyes. Makes him have a very long face. I don't know, something about that makeup makes his face look even longer. I don't know, that could be just me personally. Got that long, beautiful mullet. Man, that thing's just flowing. That thing's flowing. A Kentucky waterfall, as it's known in some circles. But it looks good. I don't got any problems with that. I know who that is. I know that's the Gladiator, Mike Awesome. Getting down to the body, very gangly in the arms. And I'm sure I said that around the first one as well. Just very, very gangly down here. He does got hands, of course, big open hands here. He's going to, I guess, power bomb you, claw you, pie face you. You never know what he might end up doing there. Black wrist tape there. You do got a little bit of course, an elbow guard over here in black. He's got the awesome trunks. It does say awesome on the back there. Black knee pads, black boots. Pretty plain Jane, all things considered. Arms do go all the way around for us. Waist articulation. A little back and forth on the head. That's all you get from the articulation department. He does got holes in his feet. Is he going to fit on a ringside collectible stand? Using discount code Kyle to save 10%. Of course he will right there. Not bad. He does got the yellow on the back there for the awesome, of course. I was going to say Striper fan, but I personally talked to him one time, Mike Awesome, that is, back when I was in high school. I said, you a Striper fan? He said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So not a Striper fan, just a coincidence. Just a coincidence right there. And no coincidence, we did get this before. Very similar. You get the awesome in the red, awesome in the yellow. At least it is different. Head is different as far as the face paint, but everything else is going to be the same between these two here. So I don't know. I would have liked to see a little bit more differences. We know Zombie has extra hands he can use. We do have articulation on the hands on these. Could we have give one of these different hands? Could he have had two Fists of Fury just to make him a little bit different? I would have liked to have seen something like that. Obviously not in the cards because he didn't do it. But I can see this one being around 1,000. That's all they made. I think that's all they needed to make because I think most people got the Mike Awesome. They probably aren't going to pick up the Gladiator. I'm not too worried about that one selling route real fast or anything like that. So feels right to me. I wish they would have done just a little bit more to make it different. But at the end of the day, it is cool to get a Gladiator version of Mike Awesome. And we got Masato Tanaka coming hopefully sooner than later. Pair those guys off, of course. But of course, now we head to the Nature Boy. Ric Flair, one of the most popular performers in wrestling history. Got to be on everybody's Mount Rushmore. It's an interesting thing, that Mount Rushmore. Very hard to do. And Ric Flair's not making a lot of friends lately, especially on social media. But he's making a lot of friends over in his North Carolina blue colors here. And I think if I think of Ric Flair, as I do many a nights before I go to bed, I think of the Nature Boy. I think of him in this blue outfit here. So it does look good for what it is. Is it our favorite retro Ric Flair? It's definitely better than the Hasbro. I'm not sure if it beats the Mattel. We've unboxed this one before. We'll compare it here in a little bit, but I wish there was a little bit more of a wrestling pose for Ric Flair. Maybe that's just me personally, but let's dive into it. Beautiful blue carding on here. Absolutely love the packaging on these. Love the old school look of the Nature Boy there in the glamour shot. Of course, got the figure right here. Heels and faces, Zombie Sailor, Ron Rudat. Same carding on the back. Yep, the same cross sell. I think so. A little bit different, I guess. A few people mixed in and mixed out on the back. Still waiting for Sandman. Still waiting for the Macho Man, of course. It looks good on the back. We do got a little file card down there. We got the Ron Rodat drawing. One Zombie Sailor point. Ric Flair, height 6'1", 243 pounds, from Charlotte, North Carolina. The self-proclaimed dirtiest player in the game is a 16-time world champion. Flair is a limousine-riding, jet-flying legend with a career that spans 50 years. Favorite quote? Woo! Of course, we all knew that. We all knew that. So the Nature Boy looking pretty in blue. Like I said, I really do like this blue color. And once again, going to be very hard to get off the card for me here. Can I get it off? Can we do it without just tearing everything apart? We're going to keep some of this going on. Not going to be the case, though, it looks like. That's the way it goes. It's the way the old cookie crumbles, as one may say. But now we got the Nature Boy out of the package. Once again, feel like we've been here before. You got Nate in that big woo in the lips there. I think that's what he's doing. Almost looking like a blow-up doll. Blonde hair, of course, all tethered in tees. He's been through a Iron Man match. He's been wrestling 60, 70 minutes. Who knows what he's up to. Got the blue eyes on the Nature Boy. Got that beautiful sun-kissed tan going on. Maybe he regrets that now. He's got a little bit of that skin cancer, I hear. Unfortunate, of course, but I think he'll get that taken care of. Looking good with the tan against the blue boots with the RF. You got the knee pads down low, Ric Flair style. You've, of course, got the trunks there with the RF on it, just looking amazing for the old Nature Boy. Looks really, really good. I just wish we could have, and once again, just playing the wishing game. I need to get a genie, I guess. Wish we could have got a different head to make this feel just a little bit different. Wish we could have got that. Wish we could have got maybe a fist on one of these hands and a different hand here. I like the finger pointing hand, but we had that before. Do we need 2 Ric Flairs just pointing? Do we need that? I don't know if we really, really do. Articulation, head back and forth, arms all the way around for us, waist articulation. Hands are not movable on this one. We saw Mike Awesome. You can remove those hands. You can turn them back and forth. We do not get that with the Nature Boy Ric Flair, unfortunately, here. But he should fit on a ringside collectible stand using discount code Kyle. Save 10% once again at ringside. What do you know? And I do got Nature Boy, the first version we got. And once again, goes to the time-old tradition here. You give them the bloody one and then come out later. Make everybody buy the bloody one. And then, oh, I need a Flair without blood. You move over here. But I bet you could switch these heads. I'm not going to do it. I'm not a scientist. At least not today. I'm not going to switch the heads on these, but I bet somebody could do that. So you could, get the red as the clean version and vice versa if you wanted to. But same Ric Flair, just painted differently, and then one with blood, one without blood. There's a little bit of difference there, but much like Mike Awesome, the Gladiator here, just a little bit of tweaks. These are 2 figures that maybe you don't have to have in your collection, but is nice for ancillary collectors, people that are all in on the entire line, and something to whet our appetite in between series. That's one thing I really do like that Zombie does. He puts out some onesie twosies every once in a while in between the series, poke the flames a little bit. And that's what a group like Power Town should have been doing all along. Unfortunately, not in their ball game for whatever reason. But I do like the Ric Flair. I do like the Mike Awesome. I just wouldn't say they're absolutely mandatory. However, if you're only getting 1 Ric Flair, I'd probably get the blue. If you're only getting 1 Mike Awesome, I'd get the regular Mike Awesome. That's just my opinion. Be interested in yours in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on these 2. What are your thoughts? Pickups, passes? Let me know. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. And there's a lot of content each and every single day. You can also check out YouTube channel memberships if that is your thing. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. My brand new podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. Appreciate all the support on the podcast, and my wife appreciates it too, so check it out if you have not already. So for the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, the Gladiator, Mike Awesome, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?